All right, aloha, friends. Hopefully, you're enjoying your day. Welcome to another episode of Game Time with the Goss, brought to you by GM Sports Media and Get Recruited websites. Today, I'm happy to be joined with new Northwest Assistant AD Scott Curran, longtime head coach for the basketball team at Byron Nelson. Thanks for being here, Coach. First off, uh, and just want to get your thoughts about just this move up in the district. Was this an opportunity that was presented to you, or did you just feel like this was the time to move up in the district?
Well, I've been the assistant coordinator, campus coordinator at Byron Nelson the past 6 years. So I've enjoyed the athletic administration side of it, and helping coaches and supporting them. And when this opportunity presented itself, I was interested, and I'm excited about the new challenge, and I'm excited about supporting our coaches in Northwest ISD.
Yeah, it's funny. I still call you Coach, so that might take a while to just call you Scott. But are you getting that? Are people still calling you Coach?
No, I think I'll probably always get coach if I was guessing, but that's okay.
I mean, people say you never say never, but I mean, are you? Does this mean you're retiring from coaching?
Yes, I think so. I mean, it was a heck of a run, opening Byron Nelson from scratch. From the start and building the program and the success we had and all the people that played a role in us being successful. Uh, well, something that'll always stick with me. But I think it's time to move on to the next challenge. But my heart will always be over there in Trophy Club at Byron Nelson. That's for sure.
Yeah, 14 years with the Bobcats, opened and started that program. Like you said, 2009 was a JV schedule. 2010, first varsity season. Multiple trips to the regional tournament and regional finals. This past season, regional final trip. 2021 regional semis. Just how did that start, Byron Nelson? I mean, I'm not sure where you were before, but just kind of take me through, coming to Byron and trying to start a totally new program.
Well, I was at Denison before Byron Nelson. I was in Denison for 5 years, and was lucky enough to get the Byron Nelson job. I knew it was a great job. I knew the success that Northwest High had had over the years in basketball, and I knew the Trophy Club area was a great area, and it was an opportunity to build a program from scratch. And I mean, we started off with amazing kids and amazing parents, and administration, second to none in Northwest ISD, from the campus administration to the athletic administration. So they do a really good job of setting you up for having a chance to be successful. And we installed it from the start and sort of ran with it and had some success early on. And I was fortunate for it to carry on throughout the years.
All right, gonna put you on the hot seat because you've coached hundreds and hundreds of awesome athletes there. But uh, if we took out positions, don't worry about positions. Who are you? Your all-time Byron Nelson starting five. Who are you starting?
Well, obviously you got to go with Finley Bizjack, school's all-time leading scorer, all-state player. That's currently going to be a freshman at Butler. And then you got Keontae Watkins, that's our second all-time leading scorer. That was just a heck of a competitor and player. And then you got Emmanuel Nuzikwazi, that is currently a pro overseas, that played at Oral Roberts for 4 years. Jack Nobles, unbelievable competitor, good athlete. And then Connor Lindsay that we had this year that helped lead us to the regional tournament. That's five that come to mind right off the top of my head. But you have other greats like Austin Garner, Jesse Aweezy, and all those guys are really good players. But you got to have guys that'll play roles to have success. And we've had hundreds and hundreds of, really great kids that have sacrificed individual accomplishments for the betterment of the team. And that's where you find out your success comes from. So it's hard to pick a first five. We've had a lot of good guys come through, but those are some of the guys that come to mind off the top of my head.
Yeah, you mentioned Finley Bizjack. Got the opportunity to watch him and cover him for his 4 years. Now he's at Butler. What was it about Finley that made him so unique?
Man, just an unbelievable competitor. Just his desire to win was second to none. Losing really hurt Finley. He did not accept it, and if he had a bad game, which he didn't have too many, he was working on doing better for the next game. And I mean, that kid studies the game. He's a student of the game. I mean, he lives in the gym. Skill. He's as skilled as anybody I've ever coached, and just the main thing I thought that set him apart was his competitiveness. Just a fierce competitor, never back down from a challenge.
I mean, obviously your schedule is going to be busy next, come basketball season. Man, are you planning on making a couple of trips to go watch them in person?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll be out at some games. Not only the Byron Nelson games, but a lot of games throughout the year. But I'll always be rooting for those guys, no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, talking about Byron Nelson, I know a lot of the ADs there. They kind of they're at different events because you have so many events. But I don't know. Are you gonna? Is it already set? Like, okay, you'll be at the Byron Nelson basketball games as everyone.
No, I'll split time between all of them, but
Okay.
I have a feeling if it's a big game that I might make my way over there. So it'll be fun to watch. I'm excited for those guys. They're going to have a great season next year.
Talking with Northwest Assistant AD Scott Curran, you kind of hit on this a little bit, but just yeah, you've been with the school district for you know, I guess 15 years now. But what makes Northwest ISD different than any other school district?
The support, and it comes from the top. Athletic administration is second to none here. Our athletic department, they do everything to support you and to help you, and give you all the resources to be successful. They really care about their coaches, and most importantly, they care about the kids. So they set you up to have a chance to be successful. And when administration does that for you, it makes you work that much harder because you want to please them. You don't want to let them down.
Kind of going back to the when you were coaching, but is there a moment or a game that comes to mind that stands out?
Uh, there's a lot of them. 2013, down by one to Waco University and Godley in the regional quarterfinals. I think they were ranked number one in the state. We had the ball on the other end of the court with 5 seconds left, and Keontae took it the length of the floor and laid it up over the top of Kenrich Williams, which I believe he's in the NBA now, played at TCU, but we won that at the buzzer and then went on to go to the regional tournament. That's a pretty cool memory. And then also this year, regional semifinals, playing against Hebron in Fort Worth. We missed out on the regional tournament for the COVID year, and you hate for kids to miss that experience. And for them to get that experience this year and win that regional semifinal game and move on to the regional finals, and then losing to obviously the state champion Lake Highlands in the regional finals, that was a special time for our program and for all our kids, because that group of seniors we had this year put in a ton of work, and they were just a pleasure to coach. They're a really fun group and close knit group.
In terms of best player you faced,
Well, I guess you're going to have to go with Trey Johnson this year. I mean, that guy's I guess he's probably the number one recruit in the country this year. And then you also have Kason Wallace. We faced Rylan Griffin in the regional semis in 21, and then Keontae George, Finley's freshman year. We played them in bi-district. Greg Brown, he's with Portland, was out Austin Vandergrift. We played them in the finals of the Georgetown tournament several years back. But there's a list of lottery picks we competed against the last probably 5 to 6 years, and that's pretty special.
Now just transitioning to next season for Byron Nelson. Your longtime assistant, Brad Montgomery, is the head coach now. Did you suggest Brad, or, were you at least part of the hiring process?
Of course, I suggested him, but it was a no-brainer. He was going to get the job regardless. He has been awesome, loyal. He's a great coach. He's a great person. The kids are excited about him taking over, and he's going to do great. He's put in so much work for our program throughout the years, along with many other assistants I've had that have moved on to become head coaches. That's what you want in your program. You want your guys to move up and have the opportunity to get that experience as a head coach. So Brad Montgomery was a no-brainer. He's the right man for the job, and he's going to have an outstanding season.
Yeah, I mean, just what do you think about next season? Obviously, you're past the Finley Bizjack era now, but what does Byron look like next season?
Well, graduated 8 seniors, so there's some shoes to fill. However, the JV lost 1 game all season. Last game of the year, I believe it was a buzzer beater. Freshman team only lost 2 games all year. Both our 8th grade Tidwell and Medlin had outstanding seasons. So, we've had good years for 14 years. So I expect them to have another good year this season. Got some good returners. They got some good experience last year, and it should be a fun group to watch. I know those guys get after it. They were getting after it all spring, and they play hard and they play together. So it should look like Byron Nelson basketball all over again.
Awesome. I'll just get you on this. Just I think it's been a couple of weeks now, but for you in that role, what has it been look like so far?
It's different. I'm not going to a campus. I'm coming to the athletic administration building over here at NISD Stadium. So a lot of meetings, a lot of learning. I'm getting to know the other side of town. I'm pretty familiar with Medlin and Tidwell and all the coaches, the feeder systems over there. And now I'm, getting more familiar with the Northwest side and the Eaton side and all those things. So learning a lot of names, and I'm excited about it. It's going to be great.
Awesome. Well, we're excited for you. We know you'll do an awesome job like you did with the Bobcats. But we appreciate you taking the time. We appreciate you being so good to the media over the last few years, or the last 14 years with the Bobcats. I always enjoyed visiting with you after the game, visiting you before the game. So we appreciate you, Scott.
Well, thank you for all your coverage and all your help.
And if I get some time, hopefully Butler comes to DFW or something, and I'll watch Finley.
Yeah, you should. You keep up with that guy. I bet he makes some noise.
I'm sure. All right. Well, that's Scott Curran, assistant AD for Northwest ISD. Once again, Scott, thanks for the time.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right. I'm Brian Gossett. Another episode of Game Time with the Goss. Tune in, subscribe, check out the site, GM Sports Media, and enjoy the rest of your day. Aloha.